Well, the Boston Celtics have the third overall pick in this year's 2016 NBA draft. What will they do with it? Well, there's multiple amount of options, so let's get in depth with these options. They can either draft a player with the third overall pick, such as Jaylen Brown, Chris Dunn, or Dragan Bender, or they can trade it for a player such as Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, or an array of different players such as Nerlens Noel, and a few other players. So let's get in depth with a couple of some scenarios that the Boston Celtics could do. The first trade that can happen is Nerlens Noel to the Boston Celtics. Sorry, Jaleel. By the way, if you guys did not know, the Philadelphia 76ers are actually really high on with Joel Embiid. They think he has more potential than Nerlens Noel and Jahlil Okafor, so that's why they're willing to trade the duo. So you won't be seeing Joel Embiid in a Boston Celtics uniform anytime soon. As enticing Nerlens Noel will seem to be part of the Celtics team as a tremendous leaper, or you could say explosive leaper, and a great shot blocker. I mean, a tremendous shot blocker. I don't think he would be not the best fit, but the perfect solution, as they are one of the teams that could be chasing after Kevin Durant this summer or next summer if he stays. The reason why this trade might happen is due to the fact that the Philadelphia 76ers, I almost butchered the word Philadelphia, but the Philadelphia 76ers very much want Chris Dunn, the point guard out of Providence, the #1 point guard in the draft, to match up with Ben Simmons with the first overall pick, to have Chris Dunn or maybe Brandon Ingram, depending on who they want. And the Boston Celtics know that they want Chris Dunn, so the Boston Celtics have the upper hand, and they are demanding more from the 76ers. But what other assets do the 76ers have? Kendall Marshall? I butchered that. The next trade possibility is Jimmy Butler going to the Boston Celtics. Wouldn't everybody love to have Jimmy Butler in Boston? A man who's a great defender and can average 20 points. Imagine how great it would be to have Jimmy Butler and Kevin Durant next to each other. If Kevin Durant found out Jimmy Butler was going to Boston, wouldn't that be a good thing? Because then he knows he has a superstar to go up with him. Maybe not a superstar, but another star to be with him. And why would the Chicago Bulls want this to happen? Well, they would like to have Chris Dunn, just like the 76ers would. A great defensive-minded point guard who can dime the ball, who can kick and drive like the best of him. And who could the Chicago Bulls offer besides Jimmy Butler? They have a lot of assets such as Doug McDermott, Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson might not be the best, but they have other players who they can offer, unlike the Philadelphia 76ers. I decided to put Kevin Love last in this, not really last, but the last trade that could happen with this, due to the fact that I feel like everybody's done with hearing about all the Kevin Love speculation going to Boston because they feel like it's the perfect fit. So let's say if this did happen, send Kevin Love to the Boston Celtics. I think Boston would want Kevin Love and Iman Shumpert for Jay Crowder, Avery Bradley, and if the Cleveland Cavaliers maybe put Matthew Dellavedova, and if they brought back J.R. Smith, I think that's a little excessive. Somehow, if the Cavs wanted Marcus Smart in that deal, they would have to add some other guys, because I've heard they want Marcus Smart. But if they did do that, I feel like Iman Shumpert would be a good fit in Boston, and so would Dellavedova, and Kevin Love would be a great fit, of course. But that means they would keep the third overall pick. So what would they do with the third overall pick? Let's start off with the most likely guy who they would draft, Jaylen Brown, the man out of California. Well, that would mean 3 small forwards would be drafted with the top 3 picks. The reason why they would want Jaylen Brown is because he is an excellent defender. He has more potential at the defensive position than Nerlens Noel already has progressed. Even though Noel can be probably one of the best or the best rim protector in the league in maybe 5 years. But Jaylen Brown is ultra athletic, and he shot 29% from 3 this year. But honestly, you look at LeBron James, you look at other players in this league who have improved their stroke. Why can't my man Jaylen Brown do that? So if they did this trade and kept the 3rd pick, or just in general just kept the 3rd pick, Jaylen Brown could be one guy they could bring. The next guy is, even though Jamal Murray might be considered a point guard, he's 6'5", he could play the 2 position, and he can hit the 3 ball like nobody else. Maybe not like nobody else, but he's definitely an excellent 3-point shooter. He can attack the rim. He has great ball handling skills. So if they did trade away a shooting guard or one of their point guards such as Marcus Smart or one of their players, or they didn't want to draft Jaylen Brown, they can definitely draft not Marcus Smart, my apology, my man Jamal Murray, who's an excellent scorer and can be a great threat for them. Next up, who they can draft is Buddy Hield. Why? Because he's an insane 3 shooter. He did some college basketball history by, I think, hitting like 40% of 322 threes shot this year. Something absurd. And honestly, he's a better 3 shooter than Jamal Murray. And I think, honestly, he could be even a better fit than Jamal Murray because he's more of a true shooting guard than Jamal is. Even though they're both excellent players, I would probably choose Jamal Murray over Buddy Hield because I find Jamal a little bit more diverse than Buddy Hield is. Hield, I'm not the best at pronunciation. No man, I'm going to list is Dragon Bender. Why? Because he is probably has the potential to be one of the best players in this draft, but he's also one of the players that is unknown as he's coming out of the EuroLeague, and taking a guy out of the European, area is a lot harder to be sure that he's going to be great. So he has the potential to be insanely good and be a great fit for the Boston Celtics, and he could be a safe bet. Many people are saying he is a safe bet. But at the same time, he's a risk because you don't know as sure as you are with Buddy, Jamal, Jaylen. So right now, even if they did take him, I would be happy. It's just that you don't know for 100% if this man will be as good as they say he is. He has a bigger risk, but I feel like he has a bigger reward. That was a fuck up. Bigger reward, I guess you could say. Tell me down below what your thoughts on this video was. Will they trade it? Who will they draft if they don't trade it? What will the Boston Celtics do? What is your opinion on this? Leave a like down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe for more content. As always, guys, I hope you guys have a great day because I know I will. Till next time, guys. Peace out.